Gauteng Premier David Makhura will deliver his State of the Province address at the Sefako Makhatho Health Sciences University in Pretoria. Top of the agenda is expected to be the much-debated e-tolls, youth unemployment and the ongoing electricity crisis. Makhura previously said that e-tolls would be scrapped, but that promise hasn't happened. The address is expected to take place amid major planned protests. Our reporter Govan Whittles is there. What are you seeing and what are you expecting today, Govan?
Well, it's one of the more significant State of the Province addresses by Premier David Makhura, Jane. That's because of the number of issues that are on the table, but also the promises that have been made by different government leaders, particularly the President promising widespread reforms and a lot of big plans in the city of Gauteng. So we're expecting, as you said, for the Premier to deal with the e-tolls issue, although at this point it's not clear what he could possibly say because neither the Finance Minister or the Transport Minister have announced which route they'll take after consulting with the Gauteng government and various other role players about the future of e-tolling. The Gauteng government believes they can settle the debt for upgrading the highways without an additional tax on motorists. But of course we've heard from the Finance Minister and the Transport Minister saying that may not be possible. And we'll expect to hear definitively from David Makhura whether or not Gauteng motorists will be expected to fork out for their e-toll bills. And then the big issue here, electricity, whether or not they'll scrap the debt owed by residents of Soweto for outstanding electricity supply. That was one of the big issues at the ANC's Lekgotla, and it's a proposal and decision that's come out of the ANC Lekgotla that areas where there's no prospect of significant revenue collection for electricity should be considered for writing off their debt. And then you've mentioned some of the protests that are being planned in and around this Medunsa campus here in Garanko and Tshwane. Equal education among them. The residents of Mamelodi, whose houses were destroyed in flooding, are also expected to be here, and of course some of those residents who are expecting free electricity. So the Premier is most likely to make big announcements about infrastructure spending, targets of 3 million jobs in 10 years, but whether or not this will appease already frustrated Gauteng residents, we'll have to wait and see. There's little good news as it stands here, Jane.